1941.
December the 7th, I was working at Beverly Hills Country Club, and they stopped the show, and Franklin Delano made his famous speech, you know.
No matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.
I was sent over to the destroyer base where they were putting together bands, and I was assigned to a band on the West Virginia, which was a battleship that had been sunk at Pearl Harbor, but they had pulled it up and towed it back to Bremerton, Washington, and rebuilt it. We had a 20-piece band. We had guys, there's a guy played with Lawrence Welk and Benny Goodman. It was really a good band.
The United States Navy orders Halsey's 3rd Fleet and Kincaid's 7th Fleet to the Philippines.
There were ships as far as you could see, and they were going out into action. So we went to the Philippines, and our ship was in the Battle of Leyte and Lingayen Gulf, and we ended up getting hit. A kamikaze plane came in, but thank God the bomb was a dud.
The American front lines had advanced to Guam and Saipan. Ahead now stood Iwo Jima, the most heavily fortified island in the world.
The worst thing I ever saw in my life was Mount Suribachi, Iwo Jima. And our ship came up after they had been bombarding it about 4 or 5 days. Every day we'd go out and bombard, and you'd look over there and they were rowing. Just the first Marines, I tell you, they just rode them down like I don't know what. It made you cry, and we were safe, but the poor guys over on the beach, it was awful, man. Oh man. I was with the photographer. I was holding some of his gear, and he says, "Hey, Bob." He says, "Take a look." He says, "They're up on Mount Suribachi, they're doing something." And they were putting up a flag. There was a lot of little skirmishes, and then they amassed all the ships again, and they were going into Japan. They were prepared for the worst. And before you know it, the war was over. We didn't know it, but they had dropped a bomb. And an executive officer called me in, and they said they called over and they need a full band for the ceremonies.
The battleship Missouri, 53,000-ton flagship of Admiral Halsey's 3rd Fleet, becomes the scene of an unforgettable ceremony marking the complete and formal surrender of Japan.
The band was stationed right next to the gangplank as they came up, and I was on that row and almost in front of all the Japanese guys, and they all came up and walked past me. I could have hit them in the head with my clarinet. The ceremony actually was pretty brief. I was about 50 or 60 feet from the signing, so the band we could see it very, very clearly. All my life, I've been very lucky with working in the music business. I was never out of work. I went from one band to another, played every state, and played in Canada, played in Hawaii, went back to Japan and played a couple weeks. You have to enjoy what you're doing, and do what you do it well, and try to do it as well as you can, and it'll all come out good in the end.